My name is Sato and I run ODD Tape Duplication in Toda Park, Saitama. At our store, we collect tapes from around the world, selling them while also offering a self-dubbing service for customers. The real appeal here is how easily and affordably you can craft high-quality tapes with your own artistic flair, embracing that DIY spirit. We sell blank cassettes, and some customers return with their personally designed tapes, essentially turning their ideas into tangible products. There is a strong global interest in making your own tapes, and this creative energy has sparked a booming market worldwide. We officially opened our doors last July. Prior to that, I was involved in printing work at a company called Corner Printing. Originally, as a personal hobby, I ran a label called Black Urban Tapes, specializing in what we call beat tapes, essentially hip-hop instrumental cassettes. Getting into that scene naturally made me want to start crafting my own tapes from scratch. I had begun silk screening labels onto these cassettes when my boss noticed my work and suggested, why not turn this into a business? That's how the idea took shape. Corner Printing is, at its core, a printing company. Its main focus is to help customers bring their ideas to life by suggesting and producing items that everyday people can create for themselves. This cassette tape endeavor is essentially an offshoot of that philosophy, a new direction that broadens the company's horizons into fresh creative territory. When it came to the interior design and the way we display our tapes, I had a clear vision. I thought about what would make the cassettes more visually appealing, how to highlight their titles and shapes. I chose a raw, lo-fi aesthetic, assembling the racks myself so that each tape's label could be easily read. Many shops simply stand tapes vertically, but I wanted to entertain the eye, even down to how the J-card is presented. That desire to engage the viewer inspired this particular display style. In terms of our inventory, about 90% consists of fresh cassette releases sourced from all over the world, primarily beat tapes and ambient sounds. The remaining 10% includes vintage mixtapes dating back to the 2000s. Beyond that, we offer various items we've printed ourselves, like Tenugui hand towels, t-shirts, ashtrays, and other goods produced through Corner Printing's facilities. It's a diverse lineup, really. Here we have our vintage pieces, as well as cassette players sourced from abroad. Each one is meticulously serviced and thoroughly cleaned before being put on sale. We also offer smaller, portable devices, something you can easily slip into your bag, so customers can listen on the spot and compare audio qualities. Some customers prefer to listen on a Walkman or a boombox. We help them find the best fit by letting them test the devices. Here are blank tapes, imported from overseas. We've arranged them by color combination so customers can easily visualize how they'd look. Clear tapes are quite popular, you see. Also tapes with glitter, these with shimmering particles, are quite rare. We pair them with cute pink cases, like this one, and then include a J-card. This is how we display them. If you buy a blank tape here and bring in your WAV files, we can create a master tape for you. Then, using this machine called a duplicator, we can set it up so that we can dub up to 7 tapes at once. I've heard that before we got it, this kind of equipment was commonly used in libraries for duplicating recorded materials. We purchased it so we could offer a dubbing service, allowing people to produce their own tapes right here. Over in this section, we showcase hip-hop, R&B, and beat tapes, including classic releases, like one of J Dilla's final projects created before he passed away. Just looking at the jackets, you get this feeling of, oh, there it is, right? There's stuff from Italy, Canada, and labels like Leaving and Inner Ocean, which frequently feature Canadian lo-fi hip-hop and chill beat music. Here we have a substantial number of Japanese artists' tapes. This is a personal beat tape by Afi, a member of the band Tam Tam. The handmade feel of this sticker and the fact that it was cut with scissors. This is totally a DIY tape, isn't it? This is a release from the ODD tape label, a selection of tapes featuring carefully curated beat makers from around the world. It's a tape with a significant amount of effort put into it. Here we have a section categorized roughly into jazz, ambient, experimental, techno, electro, and IDM, but it's a bit of a melting pot. There are genres that are hard to define with words like new age, and this section brings them all together. For example, there's a corner dedicated to jazz with experimental works by the artist Sam Gendel. His self-illustrated album covers and other high art pieces are prominently featured in this section. It's become a trend for overseas artists to write Japanese liner notes. Take this French label for instance. Their notes are things like "Don't be swayed by others, believe in yourself," and includes the track Pinecone, rather cryptic. This attaching a band thing is quite popular now for records. It's probably a newly developed created item, isn't it? I'm quite a fan of skateboarding, especially this group called Kawa by Arakawa Shinsaku, a 4-person crew. Their work, which is quite artistic, has a certain sensibility, a certain way of approaching the craft. I find this sort of artistic process to be really comparable to the selection and curation of cassette tapes. This is a silkscreen print, but Rep Yourself, a hip-hop group, has a member, Tanyi, who does artwork and album cover designs. He does everything from design to printing. In a way, it's a DIY product. It's quite popular around here, you know. There's this Italian beatmaker, Odino, you know? He collaborated with us on a clothing line for a march. This piece features corner printing with an inkjet print on the back, silk screen sleeves, and a silk screened front. We also produce this tag here at our shop, and we also handle printing services. It's a nylon cap, but when making one, I tend to select ones that are easy to use for skateboarding, with water resistance and a shape that doesn't distort when placed in a bag. With a new era cap, the shape tends to get messed up, so I'd like customers to wear them a little roughly, perhaps stuffing them into a bag. In this section, you'll find mixtapes, beat tape compilations, and reggae mixes, some of which are quite long in duration. We also carry releases from a Korean label called SSE Project, known for not only music but also publishing art books and zines. Their attention to detail is remarkable. Crisp, transparent prints and cleverly designed download codes set them apart. The overall vibe here evokes the 90s or early 2000s, appealing to a sense of nostalgia. They have a lot of mixtapes and other unusual tapes, including rock music like Deep Purple and tapes that the owner probably made themselves, or perhaps mixtapes. I think people would get quite excited seeing them. I envision this space as a hub where new ideas constantly spring to life, an incubator for fresh creativity. With the easing of COVID restrictions, I anticipate more international beatmakers and artists visiting. I hope to invite the beatmakers we stock here to come perform or participate in events.